All right, what's good, y'all? We got bench today. Not sure I'm going to wind up doing in there today, to be honest. 342 for 8. Moved really good last week. Maybe like a RPE of 9, 8.5 possibly. Not 100% sure. So we're going to work up to a top pause single of 405. And depending on how that feels, as long as forearms aren't flaring up and maybe energy levels feel decent, might go for 350. Might be greedy today. Go for that 350 for 8. That'd be great. Of course, if I don't get it, I'm gonna be pissed at myself and would have been like, damn, so I went for that 347 instead of take the little small wins. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, with the top singles, so what I'm doing with that, if I haven't explained it, is I picked a percentage down from my 1 rep max, which was 440, and then I use that for pause reps. And then each week I'm adding 5 pounds to that until I get to approximately 430 for a good pause before my April 11th meet. So right now we're at 405, another 5 weeks. If we keep adding 5 pounds to that, which should be doable. Like I said, my touch and go is 440. I think, given the programming I'm doing right now, 430 paused, should be there a week before the meet. That way I don't really have to do any real planning for the meet. It's just going to be like a gym lift. Like, hey, I just did 430 for a pause last week. Not really peaking or anything or training super heavy. I mean, of course, if I do that 430, it would be a high rep range, but it's not training the way I was training before. A lot of heavy singles, week in, week out, a lot of failing and everything else. So if we can hit 430 for a good pause a week before the April 11th meet, that'd be solid, and that's what the plan is. And as far as the reps and everything else goes, that'll build towards your 1 rep max in general anyways. So like if you could do like 315 for a set of 10, 405 is most likely there. Anybody who can bench 500, I think the typical rep range is like 405 for like a set of 8 to 10. Kind of varies, but 8 to 10 is typical with the rep range to be able to bench 500. So right now I'm trying to get my 8 rep range from what it is now to 405. Now it's probably going to take 6 or 7 more months. There's going to be some times I'm going to plateau and have to do some workarounds and everything else. But that is the goal. That's why I'm doing these sets of 8. That is the logic behind the top singles right now. They're not 1 rep maxes. They're probably in like the 80% or 85% range right now. Just slowly working that up towards the meet. Might throw something else in there today, just to keep it interesting. I mean, I always try to stick to the program, but every once in a while, I'll just throw something else in there. They got a couple other pieces of equipment in there I might mess around with. I think they got a regular Arsenal chest press in there I might do today, just for something extra, As far as body weight goes, body weight's down still. I think I mentioned that last video. I think I'm 232 right now, so we're down 10 pounds, but it's not all fat. Obviously, there was some water retention involved with some of the orals I was running, so that does play a fact. I'd say I probably lost 4 or 5 pounds of fat total in the past month. Not the best, but another thing is we're not cutting for a contest. I'm trying to lose weight and maintain and possibly gain strength at the same time. So the weight has to come off a little bit slower. Got to maneuver stuff around a little bit more. I try to do like low day, high days as far as carbohydrates and stuff go. But yeah, for the most part, it's not like going to be like one of those, 8 to 10 week extreme transformations. It's probably going to be more along the lines of 3 or 4 months. You'll be able to see, good difference. Because I did a posing video the other day. I didn't post it just because there's not much of a difference, So, but yeah, like I said, if I get down to another 3 or 4 pounds, I see how I'm looking, especially if I maybe cut out carbs or something, or drop carbs a little bit so some of the water retention drops down and I look just a little bit leaner. Because I mean, like I said, it looks the same, look fluffy. So, but it's all good. The scale's going in the right direction. Eventually everything will start popping through. But I'm talking too much. Let's get in there, let's get it. Alright, y'all. As I'm sure y'all can see, I cannot figure out this machine for the life of me. To me, this machine doesn't make any sense with the little post in the end. When it's up, the handles are lower. When it's down, the handles are higher. It looks like there's a place to put plates on to keep it down. But if it's down, it's already, raising it. Why not just have it in a raised position to begin with? Would think if it was opposite, maybe that would make a little bit more sense so you can get deeper stretches when you're actually working than when you're not working. I don't know. I mean, I like the way his machine felt, but the whole little post on the end, that was definitely a little bit more of a nuisance than I was expecting. I'll probably look online, try to figure out how to use this thing properly. I don't know what brand machine it is. I thought it was Arsenal, but it doesn't have the Arsenal markings on it. So I have to try to figure it out. And maybe next workout we can use this thing properly and not look like a fool. All right, y'all, get ready for these professionally executed poses right here. Bam! Look at that front double bicep. Come on, ain't none of the top pros touching that. Look at this little side bicep right there. Look at that. Look at that. You got a little vein action going on. Yeah. Got some tricep action right there. Belly still hanging out, still fluffy. Look at that! Look at that last spread. Look at that last spread. Who's touching that last spread right there? Bam! Back double bicep, better than the Mr. Olympia himself. Come on now. I don't even bodybuild. I'm just a power lifter who's kind of fluffy right now. Another side bicep right there with the side chest. Yeah, that's top level right there. Guys, let's adjust these glasses real quick. Bam! Gun show, front double bicep. Most muscular right there. Who's touching that? Nobody. In all seriousness, though, we still got quite a bit of work to do. All right, y'all. So that wasn't too shabby. Didn't get our goals today, but after my warm up set with 265, I remembered I did shoulders yesterday, and that uses pretty much all the same muscles as bench press uses. Sorry I could have recorded. I was at Planet Fitness, a different one. I know I recorded a curl video at Planet, but this was a different one. I could have pushed it. Wasn't looking for no interruptions today. When I did the one at Planet, I didn't care. I was already mentally checked out, so I was like, fuck it, that'll give me a reason. Did not work out today, but down they didn't stop it at the other one. This was a different location. I actually wanted to get the shoulder workout in, but yeah. With that said, I did definitely take a toll on today. After that set of 265, it felt heavy. Did an in-between set before we hit our top single of 403 and a half, I believe it is. We did like 351. Surprisingly, that felt heavy, but it moved fast. So I was actually pretty confident on getting that 403 today for a good single, a good pause rep single with some decent speed, but that didn't happen. We did the 403 and it just moved. Like, meh. But, after we did that 403, dropped down to what our working set was going to be today, which was the 347 and a half, and we got 6. Might have been able to grind out one more. I really didn't want to push the failure today. I might eventually start bringing somebody in to spot me just to help me get like that last little rep to overload, but I'm not trying to overload myself. I'm trying to make sure I recover, hit the next one. But if that's what I got to do to push it forward, that's what we're going to do. So yeah, a little disappointed that we didn't get that 8, but it kind of makes sense. Yesterday just worked shoulders, so. But after that 347 and a half, went down to like 315. I don't know if it's exactly 315. It's close enough. I got a set of 7. It's funny because I actually unracked it once, and I just had to double check the weight because just feeling heavy today. So yeah, after that we wound up doing some pin presses. I do think them pin presses are transitioning really nicely. That last rep that I did with the 347 and a half was like a grind at the top. It wasn't like a grind, but I could actually feel my triceps kicking in, and it just felt like, okay, these are actually transitioning over now. So I'm definitely gonna keep those in. But yeah, we did the pin presses, and worked up to 335, I believe. Might have been a rep or two, I don't remember. It's in a video, I'll see it. And then we did a drop set to 275. I think I even dropped down to 225 and only got like one or something like that. They were definitely hitting today. And then we tried some other machine. Thought it was Arsenal, but it's not. It is some other brand. Arsenal always has like the A cut out and like a round emblem on the equipment. So I don't know what this was, but man, that machine kicked my ass. I put 2 plates on there thinking it was just gonna be like a light warm up. Nah, that shit was a working set, dude. So that caught me by surprise. I was probably using it wrong. There's like a bar like at the end of the bench. It looked like it was like a spotter bar or something. It looked like you could probably put a plate on it, but I used my foot to kind of lift up the handles for a little bit because they were like super deep. I couldn't like grab them comfortably without tearing something if I didn't push that spotter bar down. So don't know if I used the machine right. Felt really good nonetheless. Probably use it again. Don't know how heavy I'll go until I can get the thing setting up right and not as deep of a stretch at the start. So but we'll see. I did wind up doing a posing video. I know in the beginning I said not looking much different, not going to do a posing video, but I said fuck it, did one anyways. I could notice some slight differences, primarily like in the back, I believe. Now I wish I would have wore shorts and you know, showed the legs a little bit. I do think the legs are trimming up a little. My midsection in the front's always the last to come off. I will not lose that till I'm probably like below 10% possibly. So that's going to be a while before, you know, them abs really start popping out. Those are always the last thing. But yeah, did the pose video. For our next, that'll be in with this video. Sorry I've been slacking on the uploads. There's a leg video I got recorded that went alright. That'll be up, but y'all see that when this comes up at the same time. So next workout's gonna be deadlifts. We're gonna go ahead and hit that 555. Hopefully for 8 this time. I got the actual right straps in, so won't be no excuses other than being fucking weak as shit. But yeah, look forward to that. I'm probably gonna take a day or two off. I do need to get the strict curl video in, so I might try to get strict curls done in between just to keep y'all, you know, entertained. But yeah, with that said, look out for those videos. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. Let's make these gains.